second-year student pursuing a double major in communication studies and professional writing. And this year I decided that I wanted to learn Italian. I'm not from an Italian background, but I just love the language and I love the culture. And I thought this would be a great program to be part of. My experience in Bologna surpassed all my expectations. When I first thought of taking the course, my main goal was to learn Italian, refine my Italian, right? I knew a little bit. Before going to Italy, we had an intensive week of classes to prepare ourselves for the trip. And I remember thinking that maybe the program wouldn't be adequate for my level of Italian. As a beginner, I was struggling a little to follow my classmates through my preparation. But nevertheless, I decided I would go on the trip and make the best of it. Well, after spending almost a month studying there, I can probably say that I can understand and I am able to speak Italian. And I'm ready for the challenges of the next level, which I'll be taking this year. This trip was definitely one of the highlights of my life so far. I'll never forget it, and I'm really thankful to York, to the professors, and to everyone who made it possible.
Solo, and I'm one of the few students that took Italian at the 2030 level. It was just an experience that I could never forget, and I can't even express my gratitude and how grateful I am to have such wonderful professors on that trip and wonderful students that I got to spend it with. People have this perception of what Italians are like, and they think just by visiting Woodbridge or Little Italy or just by, the food that is presented to them, everything is different when you actually spend your time, not as a tourist, but as another, even Italian Canadian in the country itself. Our trip gave us this opportunity. It opened up our eyes and expanded our vocabulary, made us more confident in who we are as people.
My name is Natalie Chan, and I'm a fine arts student here at York University, doing a double major in visual arts and French studies. The way in which the course was structured was perfect, incorporating the immersion experience set within an academic space. We had the daytime lectures and excursions with the different professors of the University-Bologna, and in the evenings back at the hotel, we were with the professors covering the linguistic component of the course, reviewing the grammar and also the readings. I was no longer in a classroom on campus kept within four walls, but outside, living in the environment and experiencing what I was learning. Finally, one last note to leave you on is that I would like to emphasize the importance of having an abroad experience as an undergraduate student and the goal to incorporate an interdisciplinary component in our education. This is indeed what our York motto states in Italian, tentando via, the way must be tried.
I'm a third-year Schulich student working towards my International Bachelor of Business and Administration degree. The experience itself cannot be quantified numerically. I can now say that beyond learning business at Schulich, I learned Italian at York University. I am more of an asset to whatever company I choose to work with because of the courses offered at York. I gained confidence that I can leave my family and function in a different world thanks to this language course. Wherever we go, we have a stamp that says York expanded our horizons because we were given the opportunity to educate ourselves about the world. This trip gave me experiences that a classroom could never recreate. For example, there was one day that we were going to Florence, and for some reason I had gotten separated from the group, so I sat with a group of Italian ladies. And we began talking about the trip and just Italy in general. And before I knew it, one mentioned she was from Milan, and she wrote me 3 full notebook pages of restaurants I had to eat at, shops I had to go to, good places for entertainment. And at the end of our conversation, she gave me her number so she could help me find an apartment or even tickets for the opera. So it's these experiences with the locals where you truly engage in the language. This course provides historical context and arms the students with knowledge so they can go out and do more than just take pictures or eat gelato and pasta. We can understand the culture and history of another country, which gives us insight into their people. This is in addition to the wonderful experience of university-style lecture. I would personally like to thank everyone for attending, especially the faculty, with the hope that you would reconsider your position and continue to support this program that benefits us as leaders of tomorrow and enhance York's importance in its role in Canadian society.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, and thank you. I cannot express enough thanks for all you've done. But today, I have the privilege of telling you what you did for me. My name is Julian Silva, and I participated in the 3030 course, which is the Advanced Italian 1, examining Bologna at the crossroads of Italy and Europe. I'm an Italian Portuguese Canadian. I didn't speak Italian. Unfortunately, I couldn't communicate with my Italian nominee. And actually, since their passing, I made a promise to myself that that would never happen again. I promised myself that Italian will no longer be a barrier to communication. But after 3 years of Italian in high school, it pained me to know that I still couldn't speak their mother tongue. I decided that I would stick to my promise by taking Italian language courses as electives. If it weren't for Italian 3030, I would have stopped my Italian education at the 3000 level. The only variable that existed between me and declaring an Italian major was my proficiency in the language. You made it possible for me to declare a second major. My second major now is Italian. You've done a lot for me by simply enabling me to declare a second major. You've given me a whole new world of opportunities.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maddalena Barone, and I am one of 3 students who participated in the Bologna Summer Studies program at the Advanced 2 level, known as 4030. Another reason for enrolling in this course was my lifelong desire to study abroad. When considering my 2 majors, I realized that, due to the quotable nature of the book, I can pick up a text by Oscar Wilde or William Shakespeare and be as close to it as I need to be. Yet because you cannot truly create Italy outside of the country itself, this kind of proximity was always lacking in my study of Italian. Until, that is, I took part in the Bologna immersion program. I now firmly believe that the experience of language acquisition is incomplete until students can completely immerse themselves in an environment where the target language is the sole form of communication at all levels of interaction. I know that I myself, as well as every other student on the trip, enjoyed an insider's look at the daily functioning of an Italian university town, and each of us benefited greatly in terms of our oral communication skills. Never would I have thought that a 3-week immersion program would enable me to master going to the bank, the grocery store, the market, the laundromat, or carrying on a conversation with strangers on a train, an accordion player on the street, or a gondolier in Venice while operating entirely in Italian without a word of English. Never could I have predicted the linguistic transformation that occurred in classmates who, at the beginning of the course, swore that they could not speak Italian. The Bologna Summer Studies course, without a doubt, provided me with the most interactive, stimulating, inimitable, and productive learning environment of my university studies. And on behalf of all the students, I would like to thank all of those, in particular York International and the Di Lorenzo family, for the financial support they provided, and above all else, Professor Scoluciar and Senior for making this trip possible. I hope that we students have been successful in demonstrating the uniqueness and the merit of what proved to be far more than an experience in linguistic training, and in the end, a life-changing opportunity to discover a new place, educate our minds, build strong friendships, and develop together a curiosity about and an appreciation for the history, artistic achievements, language, and culture of Italy.